dating in Atlanta.
Before you met me. So it really doesn't matter. Because you're not with none of them clowns now. They didn't make the cut. Hi, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Brandon. And welcome to episode 3 of Can We Get a Minute? Brittany, give me your highs and lows
Highs
for the week.
Well, I have my son back. My little Diego Cortez, my four-legged son, is back.
I feel like we talk about him every episode now.
It's part of my life. People talk about their kids. Are you mad that you don't have a son?
No, I'm not mad.
Okay,
Actually, thank God every day that I don't have a son.
Okay, well, I thank the good Lord that I have my little baby.
Again, which is a dog if you're a new listener or watcher, viewer.
So, I love him. He's been on vacation since November.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm supposed to get him in January. The end of January, early February, but then Corona hit. And now I just got him back this week.
Good stuff.
I've been thoroughly enjoying life without a dog, taking a break. Pet mamas need a break too.
Hashtag pet moms
Mama.
need a break.
They do. It's just like having a kid.
Oh, just like having a kid.
Very similar. Like having a kid. So I'm
You
back.
have any kids?
Anyway.
How would you know the similarities between having a human being and having a dog?
You need a kid to see that. But anyway, I'm very happy that he's back.
Okay, that's a good high.
My low. I haven't been drinking a lot of water this week. And it really shows in my face. You know, you get in these rhythms of life.
I think your face looks phenomenal.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
But it's a minor low. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's your high and low?
My high is, I don't know, I should have thought about this before. I have a lot of highs though. Let's be real. There's a lot of highs. I am alive. Another day. I didn't just recite a poem.
So?
I'm alive another day, which is a blessing that a lot of people either say or take for granted, and I truly do not. My heart is beating another day. I have all my limbs.
All of them.
You know what I'm saying? I am disease and cancer free.
And corona free.
And corona free. Well,
we haven't got tested.
You don't know yet.
Hopefully you don't got corona.
But I'm just blessed to be alive,
That's
to have all
good.
my limbs, to be able to see, touch, feel, all the senses. That's just a blessing. So that's my high. My low is that, around the corner, people have been partying. For those of you who don't know, I live in Midtown Atlanta. And around the corner, what was it, like a few weeks ago? I discovered that there's a club right around the corner from me. And
Right there on the corner?
right there.
Oh, that's right there. Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Crazy.
Like you could see the club from here, but it's an outside club. So the music is outside. The people are outside. So you just hear the partying, the rump shaking, the earth shattering music and people all night long.
You only had like a couple issues with it though, right? It's not.
No,
like
I haven't had any issues. It's really not.
I mean, not an issue. But
Yeah, it's really not any
You seen
issue.
like 3 parties or something like that.
Yeah, it's really not because it's an outside club and it's certain things started opening up and it's summertime,
That's true.
so now everyone's out there now. But it's just a lot. It's entertaining, but sometimes it's so loud that it's a low. So that's why it's my low.
And yesterday, you flew your drone out, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
And you showed just a lot of people. Definitely, they were acting like Corona was not happening.
Which whatever.
There was a lot of people out. Definitely more than 10.
Oh, quadruple 10. They was out there getting it
Had
in.
like 100 people out there.
And I flew
Tight.
my drone over there. And I got some amazing shots. So if you guys want to see it, leave a comment. Let me know. I'll send it over to you.
That's funny.
I'll send it your way.
But that's Atlanta for you. Atlanta don't care. Atlanta, we do not have mandatory face masks. We don't have to.
Well, certain stores has
well,
it.
it's store, but the state doesn't have it. Like up north does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do what we want. I also live in Midtown. I live right around the corner from you. Yeah, Atlanta, they do what they want. Atlanta's very different from up north. I know we're both from New Jersey, and living in the South is night and day. Night and day to me. My experience is very night and day. I love it. It's very different.
I wouldn't say night and day for me, but it's definitely different. It's definitely different. I like we said from our first episode. If you haven't listened or seen our first episode of Can We Get a Minute,
Check it out.
go check it out. But we talked about us, and a small part of us is that we moved to Atlanta. I've been here for how many years?
2.
And you have been here for
4.
4 years. So we know up north. That's where we're from. That's what we know. So down here, there's definitely some differences. Some good things, some bad things.
And some okay things.
There's definitely some differences. But we just want to preface this whole entire discussion by saying, I love it here.
Yeah, love it. Do not
I
want to
do.
go back up north.
I love it here. And I really think that a part of the reason why we love it here is because it's new for us. It's different. I know one of the reasons why I wanted to come down here was to just get away from South Jersey and Philadelphia and Atlantic City and Delaware, those areas that you see every day. Just want to get away from it.
Yeah. For me, I felt like God led me here. I had no desire of ever moving. Well, maybe one day, but I never people say, oh, one day I want to grow up and live over here. I never had that desire at that time, 4 years ago. But when I was writing my first book, the book was written, but my aunt had to shoot. She did the photography for it on the first cover. The cover of the book. And I had to fly out here to Atlanta. I came out here 3 times that year. I think that was 2014. I'm not sure. But I came out here 3 times within a 6-month period. And on that second trip, you just feel like when you're in tune with God, you just know something's happening. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like, I'm like, could I be here? Just out of nowhere. Yeah. And then, I went back home, and I'll be at work, and I would just see things of, Atlanta, just different, all kind of different things. And then, and so when certain things keep happening, I just put it in prayer, and I'm like, what does this mean, God? What are you saying to me? And I don't know. I put it in prayer. And then that third time I came, which my Aunt Val got married, and I rented a car so I can just drive around, do what I wanted to do or whatever. And I just felt very comfortable. And I put it in prayer about moving, and God laid the red carpet out for me. Everything.
To come here.
To come here, the move, the transfer from my job at the time. Everything was just it was just so perfect.
Yeah.
We can do a little story time thingy on that one day. But
you can talk about it now if you want.
Perfect. I mean, I don't know, God, I was working at a bank. Now, I guess I won't say the name of the bank, but I was working at a bank, and it was at the time.
You act like there's only a few employees for this bank, so they may know you.
No,
it's a huge bank that's all over the country.
I just don't want to say
where
I worked at, whatever. But I was working at a bank, and I already made up in my mind that I wanted to move to Atlanta. So I went to my manager, and I'm like, hey, is there any spots open up in Atlanta? And at the time, it wasn't. And then a month later, a position opened up.
Wow.
Well, the department that I was in Delaware opened up out in Atlanta. So it was it was perfect. Well, at first I moved to Kennesaw, Georgia, which is Metro Atlanta for those that don't know.
Yeah.
But it was 25 minutes from the city of Atlanta. We now live in the city of Atlanta.
Than that.
20 is not less.
It's 25. 20. You was 25?
It's 20.
That's what I'm saying. It's less 20. Than that. I was thinking 20.
Yeah. But yeah, so I came, and the job opened up, the new shift at work. I wanted to work early in the morning. I was able to get a 5 a.m. shift. I moved. I got the apartment that I wanted. Shout out to my family that helped me get it. I actually didn't fly out here to go look at apartments. I had my family.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Yeah,
which is insane.
Yeah, I know.
Because I flew out here to find a place.
Yeah, I know. But I told them what I wanted. They found me a spot. I applied. I got it.
The perfect location too, by the way.
Perfect.
Just as far as things around, we talk about this often. That her old apartment, anything you could think of, it was within a 2-minute walking distance from our apartment.
Literally had everything. I would tell people I only needed to leave my area if I needed to go visit somebody. I had everything right there.
Restaurants and supermarkets and malls and car spots, gas stations, all types of stuff. Fast food restaurants, normal restaurants, high-end restaurants, low-end restaurants, everything.
Everything. Literally just like everything. And so I did that. I'm about to say something. I moved to the area and everything was perfect. Everything was just perfect. Just everything. The new location for the bank was 5 minutes from my
her job too. Yeah.
And I kind of got spoiled with that sidebar.
I did too.
Because now it's like remember the other day we wanted to go to something to go somewhere to go get something to eat, and it was like 11 minutes away. We was like, oh, that's so far. If anything is like anything more than 5 minutes, we're like, I don't feel like it.
It's that's like another thing too. Just to piggyback a little bit on what I'm going to say about Atlanta, one of the things I noticed when I got down here is everything to me was within 30 minutes to me.
Yeah.
Which where I'm from, it's not like that. Mm-mm. Like things are farther than that, and I got used to driving 45 minutes somewhere and it being 100% fine. You know what I mean? But here, everything was relatively close, and people here didn't like that really, just because of the traffic and stuff. People here were like, oh, traffic man, that's 20 minutes away. That's 30 minutes away. Forget that. And I'm like, what? That's nothing to me. Like, I could totally do that. You know what I mean? And for a while, I was, and I was fine. Yeah. But now that I've been here a little bit, now I'm like, 10 minutes away.
It's a little hike.
Too far. I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Yeah. So I did that, moved, and I just moved because I felt led here, really. I was on assignment, I guess. I came here, just me and my dog, and that was it, you know? And then I spent, I guess, 4 years. Is 4 years? It's 4 years. Four full years in Kennesaw, and now I'm in the city of Atlanta, which we are suburb kids. We know nothing about the city of living in there. So we are, I moved here in February? You moved 2 months later? February, March, April, May, or 3 months? You moved in May.
You moved
in May. You moved 3 months after me, yeah. So we both wanted to really live in the city one day. Thank God we were able to do it this year, and it's been lovely. We're like 5 minutes apart, probably less than that. It's probably like
we're less apart from each other.
Yeah. You guys just like
listen, y'all. We 5 minutes a walk from each other.
It's like a 20-minute walk.
It is not 20 minutes.
You ran that day. I walked there. It took 20 minutes.
From my front door to your front door is max 15 minutes.
Maybe you was power walking.
I got longer legs than her. So. but yeah, I'm kind of the same. I mean, living in the city, we are suburbs. We grew up in the suburbs. Suburban. Yeah, I didn't grow up in a city. I mean, we both grew up near two cities. One major city, one, kind of big city. In Philadelphia and Atlantic City. And, New York was right there as well. But just a couple hour drive.
Living in a city is very different from living in the suburbs.
Totally. Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. Living in the city is completely different. This city isn't as crazy as other cities, though.
They don't even have row homes. They have single-family homes and apartments in Atlanta.
Yeah,
compared to Philly and New York.
So let's just jump into the differences.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump into the differences. Atlanta, what Brittany was saying, we, like we said, we didn't grow up in a city, but we grew up near Philadelphia. And I know you...
Right there.
I stayed in Philly. There. Like we both just stayed in Philly because it was right there. Her family's from there. My family's from there. So we had family there, always in Philly. And in Philly... If you don't know, they have row homes. So they have homes that are attached. They kind of remind me, I know they don't remind you, but they kind of remind me of townhomes, just like ghetto townhomes.
I can take ghetto townhomes.
Yeah, they're like ghetto townhomes. And that's what they have, and that's what I'm used to. My granddad, when I was younger, lived in one. My my great aunt lived in one. I had a bunch of family members that lived in them, all cousins and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's what we were used to, and that's how cities were. Then you go to New York, and you see New York's like that too. Yeah. I mean, different boroughs have different things, but in the city of New York, in the 4 boroughs, in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, in Manhattan, they have brownstones, or they have row homes, or projects, or apartment complex, or things like that. And some of them are nice, way nicer than Philly, but some of them aren't in certain areas. So that's what you're used to when you go to cities. Same thing as you were when you lived in Baltimore. You know what I mean? Like, cities kind of have that same makeup, kind of, except for Atlanta. Atlanta, you will be in the city, you will turn a couple corners, and you will be in a neighborhood with single-family homes, with backyards and front yards and all that stuff. Yeah. And what Brittany pointed out to me was they're all different. Yeah. And it's very, very true.
All of them.
Yeah. So I think that's a plus. I think that's awesome. Because when I came down here to look for an apartment.
And you moved right in. Well, you weren't in the inner city, but you had an Atlanta address. So you were still in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was in Atlanta.
Like another part.
But I was in the. I was, for those of you who don't know, I was in Cascade. So I used to live on Cascade, which everyone typically our age knows from, ATL.
Yeah, the movie.
And the Cascade, the skating rink. I was right down the street from the skating rink. Yeah. So that's where I lived, and I was closer to the city than you. I was, a 10-minute drive probably? Probably like a 10-minute drive to the city, the big buildings pretty much, Midtown and downtown and such. So, yeah, this city is just amazing for that. You, like I said, you can be in Midtown, you could be in downtown, turn a couple corners and be in a neighborhood with the birds chirping and, white people walking their dogs saying, "Hey, neighbor." You know what I'm saying? Great. So I think I like that though.
Yeah.
I think that's dope. That's really dope about it.
I feel like it's dope how, like, I don't want to move to the city and raise a family like in Philly, but I definitely go here.
Not in Philly.
Yeah, I know. Or any other city that has row homes to me or whatever. But I would definitely move to or stay in the city of Atlanta. Yeah. And buy a house and raise a family. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be perfect.
It would be. It's
really
like
high, but perfect.
Those people on those shows, those HGTV shows, House Hunters and Flip or Flop and different things like that. Those people that, it's a suburb versus city living. Which one do you want to do? You could literally do both here.
Yeah, you can.
You could
get
raise
both of the vibes. Here.
You get both of the vibes. Yeah. You could raise a family in a neighborhood in the city with next door neighbors and kids around the corner and your school in the corner and all that stuff, but still be in the city. Yeah. Still be like around the corner from clubs, if that's your thing, and from bars if that's your thing, or whatever you want to do. You're right there. So it's pretty cool. So that's a good thing. But there are some negative things.
The driving. Like I said in the last episode, I've gotten into 3 car accidents. I've never gotten into so many car accidents in my life. Yeah. People are just hitting me. But in Atlanta, even I tell people this, like, when you're driving from up north to Atlanta, you're in Atlanta when you see the traffic, because it's going to be a car accident. There's car accidents all throughout the day. And it's mind-blowing. People say it's because a lot of people are here with different driving techniques. But
that's what people from Atlanta say. People from Atlanta are always like, so many people come here.
Well, I don't know if I agree with it. I mean, there's people in Philly who come from all over in New York or Delaware. It's just,
especially in New York.
You see car accidents all day. Like up north, when I would go somewhere, and if there was red on the map, it would be. I'm like, oh, like, what's going on or whatever. You know what I mean? Here it's like, God bless them. Yeah. Well, I hope everybody get home safe. Yeah. It's a constant thing. And people just cannot drive. They don't use blinkers out here. Mind blowing. It is the most annoyingest thing to be behind a car and they just brake. Where are you going? What are you doing? Oh, you're making a left turn. Got it. Thanks. Or a right turn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
the driving is just
the driving is crazy here. People, dumb. Before I came down here, when certain members of my family were trying to convince me not to come down here, things that people were saying was traffic in Atlanta. Yeah. And here's my thing. I've visited so many different cities. I've been so many different places. I've seen so many different people. And they all say the same thing. Oh, you can live here, but the traffic here, I tell you, everybody says that.
I know.
You hear that about Philly. You hear that about L.A.
But L.A., I think, is congested. I don't
but
think
you hear, I know
theirs
people in
isn't-
Chicago that say
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
You hear it in all these places. And here's the thing, people.
Yeah.
When you have a city and you have the suburbs, most people work in the city. So when you're going into the city in the
Yeah.
morning, there's going to be traffic in all cities.
Yeah.
My mom would drive from where she lives into an inner city to go to she's a teacher, to teach. And there's always traffic when she goes. And she lives up north.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
really like that everywhere. So when people were telling me that, I was like, everyone says that. Next.
It'll be all right.
And like Brittany said, I was spoiled when I first came down here because I came down here for a number of reasons. But one of the reasons was I looked for a position that was open with my company, and there was one. And I had the opportunity to help my company open up a new location down here. So I came down here for that reason, and I was right near my job. I was 5-minute drive away. Didn't have to get on any interstates or highways or things of that nature. So I was right there. So I didn't see traffic. Traffic wasn't a thing for me. I was like, look, I get to work. I come back. I'm good. No traffic. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I stopped working there and I started traveling different places around the city and visiting you and all these different things. And I realized traffic is crazy here. Like, it's insane here. It's utterly insane.
Yeah.
And Brittany's 100% right. The amount of accident, you see an accident multiple times. It's like a normal thing.
It is,
and you're right. Like up north, you would see an accident, you'd be like, oh,
Yeah, it's like, what happened?
oh man. Here it's just like, yeah, accident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that car's off the. Yeah, it's just you're used to it.
Yeah, you're used to
because people drive insane here, and that's another thing people say. People
like
drive
always
insane
near
everywhere.
Miss. It's like a near miss every day.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
like, oh crap.
Yeah, it's
Dodge that bullet.
yeah. The driving here is kind of ridiculous. But during Corona time,
Oh my gosh.
the
Talk
driving
about peace of mind
was phenomenal.
of just getting to where you want to go and getting back.
Yes, Brittany was an essential worker, technically, because you were still working. I mean, you would be labeled essential, but you still had to go to work. Is what I'm saying. You still had to go to work.
Yeah.
So she was driving back and forth.
People are still traveling, still doing Airbnb.
Yeah, certain people were still doing things, but the driving was phenomenal.
Oh, it was phenomenal. I
Oh,
mean,
it was
the
the best.
highway, it was just me and the Camry.
Yeah, it.
Just like.
Why
just,
Camry?
I don't know. It's first gonna come to mind. It's just like two cars on a highway.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah, it was
Very
great.
beautiful.
But now it's picking back up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's back up.
But
So
you know what I like?
what?
The HOV lane.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's what they have here too. They don't have up north.
I forget
They have
what
that
it
in a lot of
stands
other
for.
states, though. I
Yeah, they
believe.
do.
Yeah, but in Philadelphia and in New Jersey and New York and in Delaware, there's no such thing as an HOV lane, which is for people who don't know the carpool lane.
Two or more.
Yeah, two or more. There's no such thing as that until I got down here, and I remember I was driving, and I'm like, there's a double line, and then there's other lane that nobody's in. I'm like, I'm finna get in that lane. You know what I
It
mean?
could be 5 lanes as a parking lot. Nobody going nowhere. But that far left lane, flying. I'm like, I got to be late. 'Cause,
Yes.
You know, I'm late everywhere I had to go.
Yes.
Getting that HOV lane on time.
Facts.
And yeah, they say that you get your $200 fine. But I'm sorry.
It's a $200 fine.
Yeah, but there's no
How would you even
cameras.
tell me that? Because
you
I was
know
riding
that?
that thing. That might stop me.
It ain't stop me.
You're a
For
savage.
4 years, there's no cameras though. It's only if a police officer is over. There's no
Yeah.
I've looked. There's no cam, and I ain't got
Oh,
no
she
ticket
looked.
in these 4 years. It's just like Ponce area where there's no parking. I mean, like the whole parking thing.
Don't give away all of our secrets.
Oh, okay. I won't.
Just ignore that.
just make sure you edit that part out, right? But yeah, like HB, I only do it if I'm in a hurry and it's traffic. I'm not just hanging out over there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. The driving is definitely different.
Yeah.
But some pros, about Atlanta is what I like about Atlanta is our people. The Afro-Americanos in Atlanta. There's a lot of them, and I absolutely love it. We support, and Atlanta people support black businesses like no other place I've ever seen. It's phenomenal. If you're a creative, obviously this is the Black Hollywood.
Creator. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, creator or creative.
Mm-hmm.
This is the place to be because I don't know. There's a lot of us here, writers and photographers and videographers and singers and all types of just whatever you could think of.
They're all here.
They're all here, and we're all Black, and we're all here.
And we're all supporting one another.
Yes.
I mean, so many, you know, people, you ever like create something, I don't know if it's kind of like you, maybe, but like when they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy your book.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You hope they buy it. Out here, they're like, I'm gonna buy your book.
Yeah.
Where's the website?
Yeah.
And you give them the website, and that night
they buy it.
It's just like, oh, all right.
Yeah,
they're you know what I mean? I mean, they
supportive,
support.
man.
Yeah.
And people that's fans of hip hop, y'all know it.
Yeah.
These rappers, Georgia rappers,
they
Atlanta rappers will bring each other up. Yeah, all of them. All Atlanta rappers just help bring each other up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is just, it's true. It's just how it's how it is here. Mm-hmm. So I think that's good. Awesome.
I like the food.
Oh, the food.
Do you like the food here? I don't know if we talked about that.
I love the food here. It's, you know, that's why I gained it for you. But yeah, I love the food here. But hold on, just real quick.
Go ahead.
Picking back on the Black people thing.
Yeah.
I grew up, which people look at me here and they think it's fascinating that I grew up around mostly white people.
Oh yeah.
They're Blackwood, like, oh my gosh, like you grew up at, or people would say, and don't get on me, I didn't know this. My boy was like, oh, you went to a PWI. And I'm like, what? What is a PWI? And he's like, predominantly white institute.
Wow. I don't know PWI.
Yeah, everyone down here knows it.
Wow.
We went to those.
Wow.
So we don't know.
That's wild.
PWI refers to, you know, it's the opposite of an HBCU, a historically Black college. Oh. So he's talking about, oh, you went to a PWI as in I went to a predominantly white college. And he referred to it as well as my high school, too. Because me and you both went to high schools that was predominantly white. Yours was predominantly white, too, wasn't it?
No.
You grew up in Willingboro.
Willingboro's mostly Black.
It is?
Yeah. You ain't on with that one, buddy.
Dang. I grew up at a high school and a middle school and an elementary school that was mostly white. So I got comfortable being the only Black person around my whole life. I just got comfortable with it, except for visiting family. Visiting family and over the summer going to these camps that my parents used to send us to was when I got my dose of Black. Wow. But it was mainly white. Wow. So coming here, when I go into a Starbucks or I go different places and I'm like, okay, it's mostly Black.
A lot of my school teachers were white though.
What? Oh, in your high school? Yeah.
But go ahead.
But coming down here and seeing predominantly Black and a few white, when I first came down here, it was different for me. It was like, oh, okay. I liked it. I wanted it. That's why I came down here. But it was like, oh, okay. I'm not the only Black guy. Like, let me get used to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now I'm so used to it and comfortable with it that when I go up north and go into a Starbucks in Jersey or something, I'm like, ooh.
Don't say that.
I do. I'm like, oh, I feel a little, all these Caucasians here.
Oh my God.
And only a sprinkle of us.
Right.
And then we look at each other and go,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
You always talk about that.
It's true. So so I don't know, that was different for me, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I think it's phenomenal. So
yeah. When my job location up in Delaware was mostly white people who worked there. A lot of white management, a lot of white people in higher up levels or whatever.
Company, yeah.
But out here, everybody was Black.
Yeah.
Higher management was just Black. I'm like,
yeah.
Y'all out here?
I still saw white management in my company, but I just saw like the company I work for. I don't care if I say I used to work for Penske. I worked for Penske Truck Leasing, and Penske in Jersey, I was the only Black person at my position, right? Until I came to Atlanta, and there were so many other Black people at my position, and it's like, wow, like meetings when I used to have to go to meetings for Penske, if I was missing, everyone knew it.
Wow.
It was like, where's the Black dot?
Right, not the Black.
The Black dot's not here.
Oh my gosh.
Brandon's not here. Calm. Why isn't he here? He's late or whatever.
Right.
Yo, I could blend in here to meetings.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Right. That's crazy.
But you were talking about the food. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, the food. A lot of people that I meet who came from up north, they are not a fan of the food.
What?
I know.
Who?
A lot of people. A lot of random people that I met. And people, they do. They are not a fan of the food. Or like, they think up north food is better. I'm like, Southern food is phenomenal. I love the food here. I have a homegirl up, hey area girl, I know how to call you back. I'm gonna call you girl as soon as I get some time. But my homegirl in Baltimore, she whenever I would go visit her, she would always take me to a new like local restaurant. We never went to a chain restaurant ever. You know what I mean? And every time I went, I would want to like go back to like one before, but she would always say, "Nope, we're going to and like
a new place." Yeah,
every single time. And out here, I adopted that. Like, I don't like chain restaurants. Not unless we're like hungry and like we just know we're gonna But totally support local restaurants.
Yeah,
the best. I mean, like those hole in the wall places, phenomenal.
Yeah. I see. I've always loved the food here, and I tell people like, listen, even those chain restaurants, certain ones hit different here. A chicken biscuit from McDonald's up north and a chicken biscuit from McDonald's down here are different. Wow. They just are. Wow. They just taste different. I think
McDonald's fries are terrible out here.
What?
I don't know. I do. I don't know where y'all getting them from.
Things do. I'm telling you, things do hit differently. Yeah. Like things are just different down here. Even like I said, even at chain restaurants, just certain ones I can see and I can taste the difference. But yeah, the food down here is phenomenal. The only thing down here that it's just you're not used to certain things. Like up north, I was used to Chinese restaurants everywhere. Here they have the wings. The Chinese wing spots everywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not China. You will have some Chinese restaurants. Just the other day, actually, I didn't even tell you. Somebody knocked on the door, somebody knocked on the door, and I was like, "Who is this?" And I go to the door, and it's a Chinese guy. I said, "Oh, you order Chinese food?" And I was like, "No, I didn't. But give me a card. Where y'all at?" I'm like, "Where y'all located? Because I want some Chinese food. For real, there's not a lot of Chinese spots here. Just pure Chinese spots. One out here. That's what I'm saying. There's just not one.
Is it safe to eat that right now? Is it in Corona? Man. That's a real question, by the way. Let us know.
All of our Asian listeners out there, please don't be offended by the accent that I just gave and the statement that she just said.
I just want to know.
Nah, it's okay to eat. All your stuff that you got shipped to you recently, all came from China.
That's true. That's true. But but that spot by your boy house. Oh, that's Chinese stuff.
Oh, you will never. Yeah.
I'm only with that one time.
I know. I gotta tell the people. So this is when we were sharing a car.
That's another story.
We were sharing a car. She had somewhere to be, and I had somewhere to be. So I was like, listen, just drop me off, and you go do what you got to do. So, but we were starving now. So my boy lives in Marietta.
Is that Marietta?
Yeah. Yeah, my boy lives in Marietta. I think that's Marietta. And yes, it's Marietta.
Go ahead.
My boy lives in Marietta, and we just couldn't find a place to eat because she doesn't eat meat, and I love meat. So I don't know. It's just difficult for us sometimes. So we're like, you know what? Let's just get Chinese. There's a Chinese food spot around the corner. And as everyone knows, you can't just eat Chinese food from anywhere. Can't. Like Chinese is definitely hit or miss. Yep. Like you'll have some great spots. You find those great spots. You stick to them. But you will have some terrible places. And it was confirmed from my boy when I pulled up with the Chinese food. He was like, "Oh, what you got?" I was like, "Oh, Chinese food." He was like, "Oh, like where'd you get it from?" I was like, "Oh, some new spot. We didn't really know." And first thing he said was, "You can't just risk it on Chinese." No, and I was like, "Yo, that's facts. It's just a hidden truth." But we risked it, and it was phenomenal. Delicious. I tore it up. And it wasn't just because we were hungry, which we were hungry.
No.
It was actually really good.
It was really good. We went there one time.
Yeah, we got to go back.
But we got to find one out here. So did you get the menu from out here?
No, I didn't.
What?
I didn't get the menu.
What happened?
He wanted to deliver that food to the right person. So I was like, I said, "I'm sorry, man. It's a couple doors down." He was like, he ran away. Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I don't know. There's many. I just love Atlanta, though. I really do. I love the weather. The weather's different. It's like, but you like the snow. I like the snow if I don't have to be in it. But I don't mind it, yeah. Yeah, but I love, like, the cool weather. I'm not a fan of Atlanta in Christmas time. In, like, December. Yeah. I don't get no Christmas vibes. It's no Christmas vibes, yeah. It's none at all. Yeah. I mean, it's 78 degrees, and I'm like, Merry Christmas.
People think it's insane for other people to move to colder areas when they came from a nicer area. Not everyone wants that nice weather or that hot weather all year round. Like, I understand that notion. I understand both notions depending on where you're from. Like, I really do. Wintertime, for me, I mean, I like the fashion in winter.
I like winter overall.
I like just curling up by a fire. That sounds like a Christmas commercial. But just curling up somewhere, you know what I mean? And like vibing out to a fireplace.
By a fire this
Nah, not at all. By a fire and with a movie on or something, some hot drink. Mm-hmm. Like, I personally love that time. I am not a fan of the summer. And that's a whole nother topic for other reasons why I'm not a fan of it. But I'm just not a huge summer guy. I do like nice weather, though. Like, I like nice weather. So I just want, I think it would be awesome. I think up north is awesome because they have all the seasons.
Yeah, that's true.
You have winter. You have brutal winters. You have beautiful falls. You have hot summers. Like, you have all of it. You have the best nice cool of all the worlds.
Yeah.
But places like Chicago, when they have all the seasons, but their winters are just way more brutal. Yeah. So I understand that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But, you know, to each his own.
That's true. But what do you have to like about Atlanta?
I mean, yeah, I love the people. The hospitality is true. She'll tell you. Like, you know.
I mean, it could be a rainy day on a Monday. Just crazy day. Somebody's going to stop to say hello to you.
Yeah.
And I just warmed my little heart.
Yeah.
But up north,
they will run over you.
To do.
Yeah.
Good what? No. I just love it. I mean, people do create, but then you got some people who feel like my grandma.
Yeah.
She believes that, like, you still got racism down here and all that, whatever that is.
Yeah, you got that everywhere, though. It's a little bit more blatant here. I have noticed that.
Maybe, I don't
know. To me, it is.
I feel like, I don't know. I like it all.
I had a guy that I worked with, and I was in the office, and this white guy worked outside for the company I used to work for. Mm-hmm. And he would come in, just, you know, we had to communicate for different things. I had to give him jobs to do, tasks to do, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I noticed he had his shirt kind of tucked in, and he had a Confederate flag on his belt. Mm-hmm. And my boy, who was with me, he was black too, again, going back to, you know, working together. We both peeped it, but he didn't want to say nothing. And you know me, I really don't care. I'm like, dang, man, you got a Confederate flag on your belt. What's up with that? My boy was like, oh, my God, I can't believe it. But the kid, he was younger than me.
Wow.
So I don't know, I didn't say it like I wanted all the smoke. You know what I mean? I said it like, yo, what's good with that?
Yeah.
Just like a question. Yeah. And he was kind of like, well, you know, this is what I like it and stuff like that. And I didn't push the envelope because my boy was kind of nudging me like, shit. Look where we at, bro. Look where we at. And I'm like, I mean, I wasn't about to, you know, again, I'm not a person that's going to start smoke. I'm just going to say what I got to say, but I'm not going to try to start nothing. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, you know, I mean, what's wrong with it? He was like, what's wrong with it? I was like, well, I could give you a list of what's wrong with it, but that's another story for another time. Right. But yeah, it's just more blatant. Mm-hmm. That type of stuff is a lot down here. You wouldn't see that too often up north, if at all. The racism is more hidden up north, where down here it's more out in the open.
Maybe I just haven't experienced it.
Yeah.
I feel like in the whole yes ma'am and yes sir, I think I don't know, I'm sorry, but when an older white lady says yes ma'am, I just feel so empowered. It's like, yes.
Really?
I am your yes ma'am.
See, that's right, I am ma'am to you.
I am ma'am to you.
A lot of people don't like that, or at least a lot of black women that I've dealt with my family and stuff, they don't like ma'am because they say it makes them sound old. Well,
but that's more of a southern thing. Like, they're raised to say yes ma'am, thank you sir, whatever. Up north, I'm like, we don't do that. Yeah. No. So, but I like the people out here. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah, that's cool too. Another thing that, you know, Brittany doesn't like me. She doesn't want to let me to go too deep into it. But it's dating in Atlanta.
Before you met me. So it really doesn't matter. Because you're not with none of them clowns now. They didn't make the cut. But
so
dating it was different here.
Yes, dating was definitely different here. I know for you, it's, I don't know. But there are a lot of women in Atlanta, a whole lot of them.
And ain't got no clothes on either.
A bundle of them. A whole bunch. And it can quickly get out of hand dating here, guys. Quickly. Get out of hand. It does. It's like you start off, you're dating one person. This is how it was up north for me. I was dating one person, and then I'm dating two people. And then I'm just dating two people. But here, it's like you're dating one person, then you're dating two people. And all of a sudden, the third person pops up. And then you're dating four. And you're like, wait. how did this even happen? I got 4 girls I'm dating right now.
It's crazy.
It's wild. But all that time is over now. It's cuffing season, for me at least, all year round.
You get on my nerves. Dating was different though. But I feel like men out here kind of like shy and low key. I feel like up north men knew what they wanted. They were more direct.
See, I feel the opposite about women.
Yeah, I know.
Women know what they want here.
Yeah.
Up north, women, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm the complete opposite with you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. None of that matters now.
That's our little red on that. So if you came to the show thinking to get dating advice or anything like that, there's not going to be too much of that around here.
Not a whole lot of that.
Because Brittany hates to hear about other people.
It don't need to be a 20-minute convo on it.
Okay. No. Anyway, so we're like I said, we're not going to be talking about
not a whole lot.
Too much dating here. But yeah, any other
relationship advice? But not.
Well, yeah, relationship advice what goes with dating. Oh, people that's already in relationship. You're not going to help people out with how to get there. Just when you there, you come to us.
When you're there, you come to us. That's funny.
Oh, my gosh.
But Atlanta's lit, though, right?
Yeah, it's lit. Overall, we like it.
Yeah.
We're cool with it. We plan on staying here.
Yeah.
You plan on staying here with me?
Yeah, but the kid thing one day. We'll talk about that another time, but that's going to be very interesting.
That's down the road.
That'll be very interesting.
Way down the road.
It's not that far out.
It's kind of down the road. I'm Brandon.
I'm Brittany.
Thanks for listening, guys.